Hi, I'm Sasha. Welcome to Baseball News Radio. I'm here with panelists Charlie and Steven. We're talking about Lucas Giolito's transfer to the Angels from the White Sox. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
Lucas Giolito going over from Chicago to the Angels. Obviously, they came out and they said that they're not going to trade Ohtani, so they went out and they got, better starting pitching. Lucas Giolito has a 3.79 ERA and he has 131 strikeouts for the year.
So, what are your thoughts, Steven?
I think this is an interesting trade request, considering that we know that I fully understand that Ohtani is staying with them, but with Giolito, it's kind of hard to say that they'll have enough money to keep Ohtani in Anaheim.
So, do we think Giolito moving would be a positive transfer for the Angels, a negative one?
It's definitely positive. Shohei was really the only great starting pitcher that the Angels had, and now that they have Lucas Giolito to really be in that rotation, he's not the best of pitchers. He's 29. He's a righty. The ERA it's not that good, but it's still great, better what the Angels had. So I think this is definitely a positive.
So you think they're adding depth?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So what do you think, Steven?
I think
to the team?
He adds a depth that few Angels pitchers have had. Like, for instance, before Noah Syndergaard, also known as Thor, went to the Phillies, we thought that Syndergaard would actually be the one that actually helped Ohtani a lot, but we found out that it was not much. But Giolito adds a good amount because we know that Ohtani is a righty, and I think that adding a righty such as Giolito is a good choice, but his ERA needs some work, and his strikeouts definitely need some tweaking.
So, what do we think about the transfer for Giolito himself? Will this benefit him in terms of trophies, winning things?
The Angels and the White Sox, they have similar records.
Yeah.
But I feel like, for Lucas Giolito it's good, and for Ohtani it's good as well because, he could really get rest and he can also, play DH more and maybe possibly the outfield with Giolito starting. But, the Angels, it's definitely a playoff push move. So I think it's good for, both sides. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to cut you guys off. We have some breaking news coming in today. So the breaking news is that the Orioles acquire right-handed pitcher Corbin Burnes from the Brewers in exchange for minor league infielder Joey Ortiz and minor league outfielder John Rhodes. Again, the Orioles acquire right-handed pitcher Corbin Burnes from the Brewers in exchange for a minor league infielder and one minor league outfielder. What are your thoughts on this, Steven?
I'm really surprised because Burnes was probably the face of the Brewers organization ever since Josh Hader went to San Diego. The fact that he went to Charm City just straight out baffles me that he was able to find a place like Charm City but moving on, it's going to be very hard for the Brewers to come back and keep their lead in the National League Central Division.
So you would say it's a downgrade for the Brewers?
I think it is, but their catching is very good, but trying to find someone who needs to fill the void for Corbin Burnes is very difficult.
And what do you think, Charlie?
I think this is a great move by the Orioles. They certainly need starting pitching, to really execute a deep playoff push. But Corbin Burnes, he's 9-6 on the year with a 3.46 ERA, the same strikeouts as Lucas Giolito with 131, and he's 28 years old. Trading those two guys, it's definitely a great thing for the Brewers. But for our minor league system, our minor league farm is still one of the best farms in the league, but obviously it's taken a hit with trading Ortiz. So I like Corbin Burnes though, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So is this an upgrade for Burnes himself? Will he have a better chance of going further in the playoffs with the Orioles?
I think this is an interesting case because it has been a long time since the Orioles have made the playoffs. Their worst season in the past 5 years is when they won less than 50 games, specifically 47 games, which is not very good. I think Burnes adds a lot of stamina and might give Orioles fans a taste of what they've been craving, which is playoff contention.
Any last words, Charlie?
I mean, I think this is good for both sides. I mean, certainly for, the minor league players getting to move over to another system. But then also for Corbin Burns himself, the weight is lifted off his shoulders, and I feel like it's going to be good.
And that was Baseball News Radio. I was your host, Sasha, with panelists Steven and Charlie. Thanks for watching. We hope you tune in next time.